Nicolas Cage taking the high road and gone in 67s in his 67 Mustang Fastback. When the American muscle car was king, when 4 doors were too many, when a V8 was more than a tomato juice. But now, with Detroit on life support, car makers are planning to pull the plug on some of the most recognizable brands. American Morning's Jim Acosta joins us live from Washington now. I guess Nick Cage is going to be taking a Toyota Prius over that jump in his next film.
Yeah. John, that is exactly what we're trying to talk about here. When you and I were 16 years old, and I don't mean to disparage foreign car owners, we wanted an American car, right? Those were the days. American cars were the best in those days, and Americans bought American cars not to be patriotic because they were the best. Take Pontiac, the Trans Am, the GTO, the Firebird. They had muscle, and they came from a brand that once stirred the passions of car buyers, but now need a bailout to stay alive. If the 70s were good for one thing, it was American cars. They were cool, they were fast,
10-4.
and Hollywood made movies about them. Smokey and the Bandit was just as much about the Pontiac Trans Am as it was about Burt Reynolds. But today, they're not laughing in Detroit. In its plea for billions in new bailout money, General Motors plans to downsize Pontiac. Not quite killing it off, as GM says it may do with Saturn and Hummer, but close.
Clearly, Detroit lost its passion for cars.
Well, hello and welcome again to Motor Week.
For more than a quarter century, John Davis has hosted PBS's car consumer show, Motor Week. He says Detroit built cars that defined an era that's in danger of coming to an end.
The American auto industry is in a mess, too much involved with trucks. And the public sentiment changed, and they weren't able to change fast enough.
A V8 is a V8.
Yep, sounds different, feels different, brings back memories of when I was a heck of a lot younger.
Matt Holtzman is the general manager of Fleming's Ultimate Garage, a small-scale classic car dealership.
Just sitting in this car, you feel like you're stepping back in time.
But you are.
This 79 Trans Am Bandit is one of its showroom showpieces. The T-top still works.
It's iconic as a brand.
He hopes the bailout will drive the auto giants back to their glory days.
I hope someday someone will replicate this car exactly as it looks.
And put it on the road.
Put it on the road.
GM insists it's doing all it can to get back in the driver's seat.
Obviously, what we can do on our side is continue to bring out, really exciting products and get behind them in the right way.
I think passion is a key to the American car buyer and to the American car design.
Something even Smokey could appreciate. Good old Jackie Gleason. General Motors is not quite giving up on the muscle car. It's rolling out a 2010 Camaro that's supposed to, get this, get 26 miles per gallon on the highway. That's change GM hopes the Obama administration can believe in. And John, one sad footnote to all of this, GM announced just yesterday it is closing its high-performance vehicle division, sending the mechanics, the engineers who worked on those cars, to other parts of the division. If you go to their website and look, those are the hot rods, and those mechanics are now going to different parts of GM. And it's basically like sending Picassos out to paint houses. That's what they're going to be doing now.
Well, I mean, if they paint them very nicely, though, it'll be an asset. What's your favorite muscle car, Jim?
John, that Trans Am, man, I wanted to drive that thing off the lot yesterday. You know what? Blame it on my dad. He took me to every Burt Reynolds movie that came out, even when it wasn't advisable for children of my age. I got hooked on those cars.
I'm
John.
a 64 Shelby Cobra or maybe a 63 split-window Corvette. Those are really cool cars. All right.
Not bad.
Jimmy, thanks so much.
You bet.
Coming up to the half hour now, and here are this morning's top stories.